Hello, hello, and welcome. My name is Sabrina Rising. I am a psychic medium and a spiritual mentor, and I am honored to channel spirit on your behalf. Welcome to my show. This is Oracle Hour. I am honored to be here with you every Wednesday and Sunday at 5 p.m. Pacific. I can see that we have people joining us in the chat. Hi, Vicky. It's good to see you too. Hi, Patty. Hi, Jolie. Hello, everybody. Hi, Maria. Hi, Carrie Ann. Hi, Jennifer. It's good to see you all. Thank you so much to my dear community for joining me live every Wednesday and Sunday night. Tonight, we're streaming in 3 different places: Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. We're not streaming on Instagram because we're having issues with the Instagram platform. But if you're watching on Facebook and LinkedIn and you want to ask questions, you want to ask a question to the Oracle, you want to know something about your past, your present, your future, you have an area of your life that you're struggling with, perhaps it's relationships or finances or life purpose, or, what's the next right step for me? Don't be shy and join us here on YouTube at Sabrina Rising and put your question in the chat. I have my trusted moderator here. Her name is Lorraine, and she will be arranging the questions. She'll be posting your questions in a first come, first serve basis. So we'll just follow the flow of your questions as they come in. And if you're new here, like I said, don't be shy. We'd love to have you. There's no question that I cannot answer. There's no question I haven't been asked. I'll put it that way. So please go ahead and put your question in the chat. And allow our community to support you in whatever it is that you're going through, and allow for spirit to bring you a message, whatever it is that serves your highest and best good, whether that's a message from your higher self, from universal intelligence. It's all universal intelligence, from your spirit guides, from your animal guides, your archangels, whoever it is that you're working with. And here's the thing: if you want specifically a message from a loved one, that sometimes happens. Mediumship happens on this channel. That it's happened where, I feel the presence of loved ones when I'm interacting with someone, especially if you're here and you're validating the information that's coming through. If someone is here on your behalf, of course, I will convey the message. But if you already know specifically that you want a mediumship session or you want a message from your loved one, then there's one of 2 ways we can accomplish that. You can either book a one-to-one reading with me on the link to book a reading, which is in my video description, and Lorraine will post that at the end as well, just for ease of access, or you can join my YouTube channel. The Inner Oracle Circle community is growing, and for those of you that have been looking into it, we have exclusive content such as live psychic gallery readings, mediumship events, guided meditations, and another Oracle Hour type format where we can see each other, we can interact on screen. All of that is in the YouTube channel, third tier. So go ahead and join the channel so you can be part of our growing community and you can have access to all these wonderful offerings. Okay. So for tonight, I want to talk about something that's, comes. Obviously, we talk about this every week during Oracle Hour and on, in some of my evergreen videos. I want to talk about the importance of signs from the universe. Okay, so what is a sign from the universe? For those of you that don't know, there's no such thing as a coincidence. There are no random acts. There's nothing that happens by chance. There are no accidents. There's no surprises, really, unless you're just not fully aware and paying attention to the unfolding of your life, which is very common, especially if you're, a human being living in 3D without a spiritual practice, without having cultivated a dialogue with universal intelligence, without having opened up your own channel. We can all do this work. We can all learn to channel and receive information and receive guidance from our higher selves, from our spirit team, from our guides, our loved ones, and so on. So if you're someone who doesn't have this type of practice, or you don't have this type of link, and you're here asking questions, and you want readings, and you want information, you want guidance, it's important to know that there are signs happening for you, for your highest and best good, to assist you on your journey all day, every day. It's just a matter of tuning into them. Okay. So signs from the universe are constantly occurring. Your loved ones are dropping signs and hints and clues. They're directing you, redirecting you. Think about the time when, you left the house and forgot something, and then remembered just before it was too late, and then had the opportunity to turn around and go back and get the thing that you forgot. That's a spirit guide that's sort of reminding you, hey, there's something important, right? All of a sudden, this is a sign, right? So signs can be, for example, seeing numbers, a repetition. So 222, 444, 111, things like that. Signs can be, finding loose change or finding unexpected money in your pockets. Signs can be finding feathers on the ground, or it could be perhaps you think of someone and then all of a sudden they call you or they send you a text message. Okay, so these are all signs from the universe. They're all messages that are meant to bring gain your attention so that you can really focus in on what they mean and how they're there to help you. Okay, so, and again, these are happening all day, every day. It's just a matter of tuning in and developing this context, this way of operating that implies everything is connected, right? And so if you are new to this practice of developing an awareness of signs from the universe, or wanting a sign from the universe and feeling like you're not getting one, what I would recommend is to get up in the morning, develop a mindfulness practice. So, take some deep diaphragmatic breaths, create some inner stillness, get quiet, and set an intention for specific signs. You can ask the universe for whatever it is that you want. This is your conversation with universal intelligence. This is your dialogue that you're forming, just like you would be forming a dialogue with a new friend. For example, how do you get to know that friend? How do you establish communication with this new friend? And so this is what I want you to cultivate. If you don't already have this practice, and I know a lot of you do, but for those of you that are new, that are just kind of tuning in and going, okay, the question is, what should I do? Or it's always, what should I do? Or what's best for me? Or am I on the right path? Or am I on the right track? Or is this going to work out the way I want it to? These are the questions I answer all the time. And the way to empower yourself is by noticing signs, right? Even if you're not clear on your own intuition yet, you can still pay attention to the signs the universe is offering you. How do you know the difference between a true sign and your mind trying to make something happen, trying to force an outcome, trying to create something that isn't really there? They feel very different in your body. A sign has true resonance. Usually there's an strong emotion associated with it, an intuitive hit, a full body response to the sign that you're experiencing. For example, you might see an angel number and go, oh, that's my sign, right? Because you have that connection with this angel number, and you know in your body that this is a sign from the universe. Okay, in terms of it being sort of a manifestation of your mind or the ego trying to force something or make something happen, it doesn't have that same level of resonance. Okay, it's more something like that comes with doubt. It comes with over analyzing and wondering if this is really a sign or is it not really a sign. If you're a person who lives with a tremendous amount of doubt, second guessing, insecurity, even cynicism, then it's time to cultivate this mindfulness practice that I'm suggesting, and develop your own dialogue with the universe where you're really paying attention to the signs as they're coming through. Okay, the other way that it's a true sign is if it comes through often. Okay, so there's repetition. 2 or 3 times you see this, for example, these numbers in a row, or you get the same message, whether you're watching a television show or someone is talking to you and the same theme comes up in a conversation, or you're talking to your friend and then they bring in the same theme again. This is a sign from the universe to pay attention to this topic. Why is this keep coming through? Okay, so these are things to pay attention to. Repetition, the consistency of the message of the sign. Again, whether it's a topic or a number, it can be an animal, it can be an image, or a thought process that you're having. But this consistent repetition and just being open, right? So it's hard to pay attention to signs if we're always so hyper focused on what we're doing. So if you're busy doing all the time, and you have no space to really develop your awareness and really take in the signs from the universe, these signs are always pointing to whatever's going to serve your highest and best good. The purpose of signs are to guide you. Your heart has a deep desire, whether your conscious mind is aware of it or not. For so many of us, our conscious mind is actually blocking, or I want to say disconnected from our deep desire. Okay, I think it's a better way of framing it. We have a deep desire. We know we feel it in our bodies, but our conscious mind is disconnected from either going after it, being able to articulate it, being clear on what it is exactly. And so we don't pay attention necessarily to what we want to create or what we want to manifest in our lives. And when signs signs come, it's our higher self trying to get our attention and saying, hey, this is what you really want. This is what you really called in. You may not be paying attention to it. You may not be aware of it, but this is exactly what your soul has been calling in, the guidance that you need to either to have the very thing that you want, whatever it is that you deeply desire, whether it's, to have the relationship, the job, the finances, the career, the self-expression, whatever it is that you feel is going to bring you not only fulfillment, but is also going to fulfill you on a soul level. Okay, so we each have a karma to live out in our human experiment in this current incarnation. We each have a dharmic path that we're walking, and it's important in our human experiment that we are adhering to the needs of our soul, that we're fulfilling this karma. Otherwise we end up having to sort of we disconnect from this lifetime at the end of our life feeling incomplete and having to come back and sort of pick up where we left off. And this is why we come back, in my humble opinion, we come back over and over and over again until we fulfilled our karmic expression or the evolution of our soul. So it's very important as you're developing your spiritual awareness. A simple technique is to just develop your ability to recognize signs as they're coming through so that you can use them to piece together the guidance that you really want and need to receive in your life, whether or not you might be conscious of it. Okay, so I would recommend, along with a mindfulness practice and just setting an intention, asking spirit to bring signs in, show me if this is meant to be, give me a sign, show me, give me a sign that I can easily recognize, make it obvious, develop your own dialogue with your higher self, with universal intelligence, so that you can learn to work with it, and then start recording the signs that come through, right? And you're going to forget them and they're not going to make sense to you perhaps in the moment. It might be difficult to piece them together. So start journaling them so that at night you can reflect on whatever signs you received that day, or perhaps whatever signs you received for the week, and learn how to piece your story together, the guidance that you're getting from your higher self, so that you can start to implement this guidance in your life. Guidance is only useful when we use it. Right? Otherwise, it's just nice to know. It's nice to know I have a spirit guide. It's nice to know I have a message from my grandmother. It's nice to know that universal intelligence or my higher self, wants me to go for the thing that I deeply desire. But none of it matters unless I'm using the information and implementing it in my daily life, so I can manifest, I can bring into tangible evidence the experience that I deeply desire to have. Okay, so the universe is always communicating to us, whether it's, as I mentioned, through numbers, through conversations, through people, through animals, through events, experiences that I'm having. Signs are all around me, and they're there to help me fulfill my destiny. This is true for me, it's true for you, and it's true for all beings everywhere. Of course, it's my deepest wish that we all experience deep fulfillment and the neutralization of karma, so that we can feel fulfilled on a soul level. And of course, it's my absolute pleasure to channel these messages on your behalf to assist you so that you can learn to cultivate your own dialogue with your higher self, with universal intelligence. All right, good. Thank you for hanging in with me. That is my chat for tonight. Hi, everybody. Oh, good. We have more people here. Beautiful. Okay, Lorraine, let's go. Let's have the first question. Let's dive in. We get some water after 15 minutes of talking. Hi, Rhonda. Sabrina, I felt abandoned by my spirit team, angels, and ancestors during a guided meditation with Dr. Robert Gilbert. I don't know who that is. Did they leave me during the meditation? Okay. I love that we just talked about signs, and this is the first question. The first question always sets the tone for the evening, and it always feeds, it always kind of builds on the talk that I give at the beginning. So your guides never abandon you. Okay. I was very frightened. Okay. I'm gonna walk you through it. Okay. So your guides never abandon you. We're never abandoned by our spirit team. They're always around us. I think what happened, first of all, we only ever abandon ourselves. And so what could have happened, Rhonda, what I sense is that perhaps you were so deep in your meditation and it triggered some kind of fear in you to go so deep. It can be scary to go very, very deep into our meditative state. And it can feel like we're entering into this void, right? This like this darkness, this stillness, kind of like it's like too quiet, too peaceful, and that can bring up a lot of fear. Okay, it can feel like you're moving into this void. The void is the word that keeps coming through as I'm tuning into your energy, Rhonda. So you're moving into this void, and it feels like it's like all of a sudden you're alone, and that's not you. That's not your guides, but that is your ego saying, "Oh, there's nothing here for me to attach to." Right? There's nothing. I'm in a spot that's really uncomfortable. Right? So if you do a very deep guided meditation practice, and it's happened to me before, where you go very, very deep in your meditative state, it can feel like nothingness. Right? And that can trigger fear. It can trigger the ego saying, feeling, I want to say fearing the annihilation of itself. And that's ultimately the only fear the ego has is the death of an identity. I'm feeling it as you're speaking. Okay, good. So stay in it right now as we breathe through it together. Okay, so take a big diaphragmatic breath. And just let it land in your body. I want you to put your hand on your heart, the other hand on your belly. And as you move into this deep state within you, I want you to remind yourself that you're connected to all that is. I am connected to all of creation. I'm willing to experience it now. I'm calling in the support of my spirit guides, my team, my higher self. There's nothing to fear here, Rhonda. Fear is just the ego afraid of dissolution, dissolving, of not having a hold on you. That's all that ever comes up when we go deeper and deeper and deeper into our meditative state. Your spirit team doesn't abandon you. They cannot. It's impossible. You are always connected to all of creation. You are a living, breathing entity expression of consciousness. So the idea of being abandoned is the idea of the wounded child has, that I can be separate from other beings, right? This is a very 3D way of looking at it. We cannot separate ourselves from consciousness. You are consciousness. So your ego is having this mini death in this experience, feeling like it's being abandoned. It's actually, you are abandoning it. And that is what's meant to happen as you move deeper into these spaces. I want you to really feel now the shift that's happening as I'm channeling for you, the shift that's happening in your solar plexus, and feel that connection to God, feel that connection to spirit, right? Allow spirit to move into your body, to penetrate the cells, to bring in light, and to open up your heart so that you can feel deeply and profoundly within your own being how much more connected you are than you've ever been before. That's what's next. It's like there's a next level of it and the next level of it. And it's every time we go into these deep meditative states, okay? And I just want you to don't give in to the idea that you've been abandoned, because that's what the ego wants you to think, right? That's what your identity is saying, because it's trying to keep you safe. It's just trying to keep you safe. So give yourself an opportunity to go deeper into your own body and just feel that connection in your heart. And if you want to share with us how you're feeling now, that would be great. I feel this through my tears and fears. Okay, good. Let yourself experience it. Okay, feel it as we go into deep meditative states. Imagine dissolving the barriers, right? All of the walls that you've built up within yourself that it prevent you from experiencing the unconditional love that you are, right? This is where we're talking about signs, right? Like this is a sign now to go deeper into your body and really give yourself a chance to dissolve into love. Okay, I am willing to dissolve into love. And say that as you're meditating. These are good grounding, anchoring techniques when you're meditating and you feel stuck. And you're saying, I feel alone. Okay, good. So this is perfect, right? This is a perfect healing experience for your inner child as you're doing this deep meditation. On a core level, on a 3D human core level, we all feel alone because we're disconnected from spirit. We're disconnected from our essence, right? We're not connected to the source of where we came from. Okay, we forget this in early childhood. At some point, by the time our ego is formed, by the time our identity has been developed, we've lost the memory of our essence. We've lost a connection to that. We think we're the values that we inherited from our caregivers. We think that we are our beliefs, and we think that our identity is all there is. Our perception that's been given to us, with the identity that's been formed, is all there is. And that's not true. Okay. So as you go deeper into meditation, I want you to visualize yourself peeling back all the layers of fear and conditioning and separateness that you've experienced, that you've participated in, that you've bought into, and really feel it. And she says, I have to be honest, I wanted to stop. Okay. And you are in choice. You are in choice, right? So stay in your heart, put your hand on your heart, and just continue to repeat. You can't meditate and chat with me at the same time. So I want you to just pause, put your hand on your heart, and just take some deep diaphragmatic breaths and bring yourself back into your body. Say, I'm ready to come back to my body now. Okay. At any point in time, you have free will. You are in choice. This is meant to empower you. These processes are meant to empower you. If at any point in time you're doing a meditation that's it's too aggressive or it's too much, take yourself out and bring yourself back to love. Okay. Feel yourself cry. Feel yourself, breathing through all the different layers of fear as we're talking about it, and slowly bring yourself back to your heart so that you can feel grounded and present in the moment. Okay. This is so, so, so important for you and for anybody who's on a healing journey. So many of us have built up trauma. That worked. Thank you. Next. Okay, good. I'm glad it worked. And this was beautiful. I would love facilitating this live for you, Rhonda. And, I want you to just remind yourself that at any point in time, you can always bring yourself back to center. You can breathe. You can shallow your breath. You can bring in mundane thoughts. You can bring yourself back into the everyday thinking mind, because that's a little more comfortable. It's a little safer, and just bring yourself into a place of safety. And this is all part of taking responsibility for your well-being. Okay. But keeping in mind that when you do these deep meditative processes, the only thing that's coming up is the death of the ego. And that can be very triggering and very scary. And you can do it in baby steps. You can revisit that meditation, and then with this awareness, and come back and listen to this portion of the broadcast so you can help yourself. It'll help you guide yourself through it. And then at any point in time, you can take yourself out just by bringing yourself back into love. Okay. Good. I'm so happy to help you. All right. Okay. Who's next? Hi, Maria. Maria says, I'm wondering about me and Philip. Okay. So I think we've chatted about this person before. He will apparently move in August, September. Do you see him trying to come back, or are we forever done? This relationship is over. And I think we've talked about this before. It's over. It needs to be over. Here's what I want to say. It's not that I don't see him trying to come back. I think he will, as long as you keep that door open. I think he'll be, Philip doesn't honor you, and he's not treating you with respect, and you're letting this happen. And I say this with love and compassion, because I know it's really hard when you have someone in your life, when you have had traumatic experiences in childhood, and your metrics for what it feels like to be loved and honored and cherished is low. Okay. Your standard is low. It's not your fault, but your job is to build up your standard, not to worry about what Philip is doing, because Philip this is not a healthy relationship for you. It's very toxic. It's dishonest. There's a lack of transparency. There is it's a lot of trauma bonding between the two of you. All right. So look, Maria, and I say this again with love and compassion, your job right now is to work on you, and to work on filling up your own cup and doing the inner work to building up your standard for being loved, learning to love yourself radically, unconditionally. I was there, I want to say the beginning of my spiritual journey, where I didn't love myself at all. I was really mired in self-loathing, and I couldn't have a healthy relationship. It wasn't possible because I was not in a healthy place. Maria says, I'm also wondering who you see my future husband, the one. Okay. So no one can predict this for you. Okay. No one can tell you who your future husband is going to be. I can tell you who the future you can be. if you choose to do the work and you choose to embody the energy that I'm discussing, this will change as you change and as you evolve and grow. I mean, one or two things will happen. You'll either regress and keep doing these type of things and keep engaging at this level and keep trying to get your needs met vicariously through other people, keep trying to get, be stuck in the need for external validation and keep attaching yourself to men that are unhealthy and that are emotionally unavailable and don't treat you properly in order to feel some sense of love. Or you'll start doing the work that I'm suggesting to love yourself, to heal yourself, to come out of trauma into a more confident and empowered place. And you'll manifest someone who can meet you there. Your future husband, at least the one that you want to be with, the man that you want to be with, is a man who will meet you at that place where you want to be loved, where you can love yourself. Okay. Otherwise, I don't see really a marriage or a healthy marriage without this work. Okay. This is very important. Otherwise, it's just the same relationship over and over and over again. All right. Now, of course, I don't want that for you, and I'm sure you don't want that for yourself. I care about your well-being. I was highly invested. Obviously, I spent a lot of time chatting with each of you, invested in you really taking on this advice. So I suggest you implement the guidance I'm giving you so that you can see some shifts in your life. Let go of this Philip situation because it's not going to improve. Nothing will improve until you do. Okay. And that's a step you can take. If you're willing to take 100% responsibility for the quality of your well-being, you can change your vibration. You can actually do it in a relatively short time by really focusing on doing some healing work. Okay. That's my message for you, Maria. Okay. Hi, Carrie Ann. Carrie Ann says, hi, Sabrina. Let me see here. Sorry, I just lost my screen. 1 second. Sorry about that. Okay, so here we go. Okay, I apologize. I just lost my screen here for a second. All right, I'm back. Carrie Ann says, hi, Sabrina. Will Nixon unblock me eventually to message or call me to talk, even though he has me blocked currently? Will our relationship be amicable at least? Should there still be a connection there? No, Carrie Ann. There is no connection here. There should not still be a connection here. I'm going to give you the same advice that I gave Maria. Okay. So waiting for someone to unblock you is a very disempowering place to live. Okay. And again, I say this with so much love and compassion because I want you to see that the degree of lack of self-love and lack of just the degree of trauma that we need to be in order to think this kind of behavior is acceptable, in order to allow this kind of thing in our lives, is not normal. This is not, it's not healthy. It's not what you're here to experience. Okay. You're here to experience unconditional love. Your soul has elected to reincarnate, to come back, to be in experiences that are painful, to learn in the most difficult circumstances, to choose love, to heal, so we can find our way back to unconditional love, which is the essence from where we came. Okay. For so many of us, this is accessible in our human experiment, unconditional love. Okay. There are higher states of consciousness beyond that realm that are much more difficult, much more taxing on the nervous system. We don't need to worry about that. As humans, we are here to really focus on embodying unconditional love, which is totally achievable. It's totally achievable. And it's so far from where you are right now, Carrie Ann. Okay. There's, think about the part of you. I want you to have compassion and empathy for the part of you that thinks that this is acceptable. Okay. And then really just love yourself through this, because you just want to get your needs met for love and connection. And I don't feel like this person is, even if there is connection or communication, it's going to be another round of the same. This is very similar to Maria, the energy I was just channeling. Okay. I want you to raise your standard for what it feels like to be loved, and don't put up with less than that. Don't allow this into your life. This is a message that I wish all women could embody, in men too. Like as soon as you feel like you're being disrespected or dishonored, or you're not being treated well, this is, again, it's a replay of early childhood dynamics. Who treated you like this as a child? Who ignored you? Who dismissed you? Who ghosted you? Who blocked you as a child, that you need to have this experience over and over and over again as an adult in order to feel the pain of it, so that you can finally heal it. Okay, this is your sign. This what's coming through me. And I failed to mention that in the beginning, but this is it. That's what I'm talking about, is that what I'm channeling for you is your sign to move on, to let go. You elected to hear this tonight. And again, I say this with so much love and compassion, because we've all been there. We've all allowed ourselves to be mistreated or to be treated less than, not because we were less than, but because we related to ourselves as less than. Okay. And so I want you to learn to relate to yourself as whole, perfect, and complete in every way, and raise your standard for love, so that you would see very clearly from that vibration, from that frequency, that this is completely unacceptable behavior. And then why would you even entertain this for one more second? Okay. So is there still a connection? I want to say yes, because we're all connected always, but it's not what you're looking for. It's not what you want. You want this to meet some kind of romantic fantasy, and it's not what that is. Okay. So there's a connection on a soul level, but the only purpose of this person in your life is to trigger this pain so that you can heal from it. Okay. And that's my guidance for you tonight. Gary Ann says, thank you, Sabrina. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm sending you so much love and so much compassion. I have some good inner work videos, how to love yourself videos on my channel. Go watch those and leave comments. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to help you further. Okay. You're welcome, Gary Ann. Okay. Who's next? Jennifer. Hello. Jennifer D says, hi, Sabrina. I want to see if my guides had anything they wanted me to know. Thank you. Pay attention to the signs. I want you to, I don't know if you were here for the beginning, but I really want you to pay attention to the signs. Okay, so when I close my eyes and I tune into your energy, I'm just being guided to do this. I just feel like I'm seeing coins. So I don't know if this is like old coins or coins that you're finding, but it's, for me, it's like a symbol of abundance, or of money, or like a windfall. It feels like a windfall that's coming. So I'm seeing like this little trail of coins that's building, and I see that as sort of a symbol of just an influx of abundance that's coming from some area, maybe some area that you've been longing for or hoping for, but also some unexpected abundance. I feel like something's shifting in you. There's an opening that we need to deal with in terms of receiving. Okay. This is going to help work with this particular sign, because the sign is like, and I don't know if you've literally been finding pennies or finding coins, or if there's like some sort of coin in your collection or something like that, but there's something around opening. This is a sign to open yourself up to being able to receive more, to like just letting people give to you, letting the universe give to you, saying yes when people offer help, saying yes to things, allowing more into your life. Jennifer, I want you to say yes more. Okay. Hear me loud and clear. And this is what your guides are saying, is like, just say yes and be open, and let us bring you more of this abundance. Okay. Feels like a kind of a windfall, unexpected, unexpected, and maybe, combination of unexpected. It's almost like the thing you've been wanting is coming, and then that opens up a lot of other surprises, like, oh, I wasn't expecting this, or I wasn't expecting that, and here's more, and here's more, and here's more, and here's what I thought I was going to pay here, but actually it turns out to be more, or what I thought I was going to get, but it turns out to be more. That's what the energy that's coming through for you is. I'm channeling for you on your behalf. Okay. So I want you to help this along by like really opening up your heart and being willing to receive. And that will help this process, and help accelerate this process. And I'd be eager to hear more about these coins and the symbolism of that for you. Okay. You can come back and verify at some point. Thank you, Jennifer. Okay. Who's next? I'm going to have some water and I will take the next question. Jennifer says, I'll be making 4 times. I'll be making 4 times what I made in my previous job, and I'm working on other projects. I do need to say yes more though. Okay, good. Amazing. 4 times what I made in my previous job is like definitely a influx, a flow of abundance, which is beautiful. And I'm working on other projects, which is great. And of course, you need to say yes more. There is like a larger amount that wants to come through. It's kind of like I said, the word is windfall. That's your sign. Write it down in your journal and open yourself up to spirit. As you continue to say yes more, ask spirit to show you, what is my windfall? What is this windfall that Sabrina was channeling for me? Show me what that is. Give me a sign that this is coming. Okay, so I want you to really practice that. Go back and listen to the beginning of the broadcast and practice that and see what comes through for you. Okay, I love that you'll be making 4 times more what you made. Congratulations, and I'm sure that feels good. And there's more coming. Okay. Good. Jennifer says, I'll do that. Thank you. Good. Beautiful. Awesome. 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 All right. Who's next? Jolie. Hi, Jolie. Jolie says, hi, Sabrina. I hope you are well. I'm well. I hope you're well too. I have been feeling pulled to write about some of my experiences. Can you feel into that for me? I love this. Yes. Write about your experiences. Absolutely. Not only is it therapeutic and cathartic for you, I actually think it's going to help other people. I think you have a daughter. I think we talked about this before. And I just want to acknowledge that I'm aware of this information. And there's something about your experience, I think, raising your daughter as well, that needs to be written down and talked about and shared. So that's what I'm feeling, like if something very specific around that. What is Jolie saying? Yes, I do. Okay, good. So something specific around raising her, maybe seeing the world through her eyes. That's what I want to say to you. Seeing the world through her eyes, experiencing the world through her eyes. Something about that I think would be very beneficial, even if it's not the whole book, but like a portion of it, because ultimately it's your life experience, right? So I think this is a very positive thing. It'll help give you perspective too, because my sense is that you have a lot of ideas that come in, and sometimes you don't completely follow through, either because of overwhelm or responsibilities, or you have very big ideas, you're a big dreamer, but when it comes down to it, you're like, oh, I only have time for this much, or I only have space for this much. So this will help kind of organize your thoughts and organize your focus, so that you can really zero in on the thing that's going to help you. And as you write, you're going to start to receive messages. I would love for you to practice. Jolie Jeans, I was thinking more of a blog to start, maybe a book at some point. Okay, good. It doesn't matter what the format is. Whatever you feel, that's the part of you that's like, I don't know how much I can take on, right? But like, it's important. This is less for other people and this is more for you. I want you to start writing for your personal practice first and foremost. In fact, I would love for you to take a blank sheet of paper and start doing some intuitive writing. So just sitting with the pen and seeing where that goes. Okay, so this is going to open up your channel. It's going to open up your ability to receive intuitive guidance and information, and it's going to give you some clarity. And then you can take what you create and you can put it up on a blog post. There's something about seeing the world through your daughter's eyes. There's something about how you're raising her and the life that you're creating for her, or helping her create for herself rather, that's also very important to share. Okay, so I hope that's helpful. Start there. Start with your intuitive writing practice as an extension of your spiritual practice. For some of us, we meditate, we sit with spirit. We use our tools, we pull an oracle card, whatever your practice is for you. I would love for you to do some intuitive writing. Just practice it a few times and see what comes through with no attachments. This will help give you clarity, and it'll help ground you, and it will help give you some more ideas in terms of what you want to share and how you want to share it. But something very specific around your daughter came through tonight from spirit. So I want you to consider that. Okay. Julie says that does help. Thank you. Okay, good. Beautiful. Yeah, I think it's a great thing. I think it's just there. Okay. So big picture before we wrap up and I move on to the next person, there is a part of you that really wants to move, touch, and inspire other people. Okay. And of course, I think deep down inside, all human beings want that on some level. We all want to develop some kind of legacy or do something impactful or purposeful. Okay. This will help feed that desire. Okay. You don't need to build the whole thing. You can just start by sharing, even just a little bit of content creation would help, whether it's a social media post or something like that. But there's a part of you that really wants to have some. Julie says yes, very much. Okay, good. This is what I'm tuning in. The bigger picture is, don't worry so much about the how of it, right? Like, should I write is more of a being concerned about how can I impact a lot of people. Start with the intuitive writing so that you can get the creativity, the ideas, the downloads, the information that you need to move forward in your self-expression. What we're looking for here is deep, authentic self-expression so that you can help impact the world. I don't want my experience to be in vain. Yeah, beautiful. So, and I love that you said that, because I once felt that way too. I struggled so much in my early days, my late teenage, early 20s. I struggled with so many things, like eating disorder behavior and alcohol and cigarettes. I mean, whatever I could do to avoid my emotional experience. And as I learned to heal myself, I remember saying the same thing. Like, I don't want my experiences to be in vain. I want to be able to use my healing journey to help other people. And I did. And I've been doing it just like over 20 years now. So, it's important. This is the biggest, most fulfilling experience we can have as humans, is to take what happened to us and share it and, use it to help other people, right? This is such a beautiful intention. And I really want to empower you to express and express and express. It's not going to leave you alone, right? We want to share it. And the more we share, the more we grow, right? The more we expand in our wisdom and our capacity to heal. And, I really fundamentally believe, I train facilitators all the time in my academy. And I really believe that those of us that have found some measure of service I've really touched on life's great rewards. Okay. And that's true for you and for me and for all beings everywhere. They're holding space and facilitating transformation and sharing their story to inspire others. Okay. So I want you to focus in on that and just let it be for your personal practice, first and foremost, and then have it come through naturally and organically, and share it as it brings you joy. Okay. Don't do it with the intention to just put it out there. Do it because it's important to you, and whatever's important to you will attract the people that need to read about it. Okay. That's my message for you tonight. Beautiful. Hi, Patty. Nice to see you here. Patty says, I am part Cherokee. Oh, beautiful. And feeling drawn to explore the spiritual aspect of my heritage. Do you sense if any of my spirit guides are connected to my Native American ancestry? The my guides have messages. Okay, this is so beautiful. Yes, 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 yes. If you're feeling drawn, that's a sign. We talked about signs in the beginning. This is perfect. So it's a sign. You notice the difference between your mental, processing or trying to make something happen, the intellect trying to give meaning to something, versus an intuitive hit, which is a sign. It has resonance in the body. This is like, oh, I feel drawn to this. And you feel drawn to it because it probably has come up in your thoughts, or perhaps it's all of a sudden you saw it somewhere, or you heard information about it, or a friend spoke to you about it. These are signs from the universe. So I love that you asked this question. I want you to absolutely explore this. If it's in your heritage, I mean, you already know it's in your heritage. So you definitely have spirit guides. It's like, I feel, and this is something I want you to explore too, like as I'm tuning into your energy, there's like a weaving of baskets and sort of handwork practices that are kind of happening in the background with some humming. So these are things you could do as you explore to connect you to your ancestry, to your lineage, sometimes even taking on the activities of our ancestors, or doing something that's culturally related to our ancestral our ancestral thread is going to help connect you to the energy. Okay. Sense if any of my, okay. So do my guys have any messages? Let me see. I mean, of course, and I think this is I don't even know how intuitive this is, but the first thing I see is like you kind of exploring, like going to a retreat or exploring, they have Native American retreats, you know, I don't know. I don't remember exactly what part of the world you're in, but if you look them up, you can go to either perhaps the Cherokee tribe has its own retreats, or there is something along those lines that you could go and be with. And I want them to be, I think it would be good for them to be all female. So something to do with the women of your ancestral heritage. The basket weaving and the humming and the singing is all feels very, the energy of that feels very feminine. It also feels very industrious, like I can stand on my own 2 feet. I can do things on my own. I'm strong on my own. And you have that strength and that resilience within you. The resilience of the matriarch, the energy of the woman who can hold her family together, who can raise her children, who can do it all. Okay, so that's very much in your lineage. And the other thing I want to say too is that you're kind of there's like a gentle whisper. You're being gently guided to like really learn to honor and love yourself and treat yourself with absolute care. Patty says, Oklahoma, I'm supposed to go to a powwow next weekend. Okay, beautiful. There's your retreat. Go explore those things. Go and be in those Native American rituals, whatever they are, whether it's a powwow or a sweat lodge or something. I think it would be good for you to hang with the women, though. Really hang with the women, to lean into that ancestral connection. I feel like you're going to have some downloads as well. So go in, try to do a meditation when you're there. Try to have someone hold space for you. Be with some elders if you can, and see if you can really connect to your own ancestry. There's something very powerful that wants to come through. There's a powerful medicine here that wants to come through, not just to awaken that part of you that needs to feel confident and resilient and strong, because you're a caregiver in your daily life. Feels like you are a person who takes care of others, and so this is the message here, is really to learn how to take care and nurture yourself, and to be part of a tribe, like really be part of a like a patch in the tapestry, if you will, which is poignant when we think about basket weaving and we think about the handwork of this Native American culture. This is very resonant for you. Something that I would explore is not just the retreats and the meditations and immersing yourself in the culture, but also the handwork. There's something very important for you here as well. Okay, Patty says, thank you so much. Thank you so much for asking such a beautiful question. So I hope that, again, learning to let love in and to be part of a tribe and being part of a community, to stop being alone and to feel connected to, I feel like you're going to meet like-minded people at this powwow too. So keep going to things like this. I like that you're doing spiritual things too, because this will open up the opportunity to perhaps meet a partner as well. Okay, we can talk about that some other time. But that's my message for you tonight. All right, good. Hi, Miley. Nice to see you. Miley says, hello, Sabrina. Do you see any changes coming in my current job, such as a reorganization, working under someone new, or even a job opportunity at a location other than in DC? Is this a government job? It's just validate for me. This is something I always forget to mention at the beginning. If when you're asking questions, interact with me and validate the messages that are coming through, because that helps me channel messages for you. It feels like it's either government, or it feels like it's a very large it feels like there's a lot of red tape, a lot of bureaucracy where you work, and multiple departments. Okay, so or locations, perhaps, as you say. Do I feel like there's going to be a reorganization? She says, yeah. Okay, good. I feel that. Thank you for validating. Okay, so here's what I want to say to you. You're in this job for as long as you want to be. Here we go. I'm in a government job for 30 years. Okay. Yes, as I was just saying that. So you can be in this job for as long as you want to be. You're not going anywhere. This job is not going anywhere. I feel like you're bored though, like you're understimulated and you're not being tapped, like you're an untapped resource at work. You're just not really fully feeling connected, emotionally connected to what you're doing. You've got security, though. You've got security and stability and structure. There's no risk of ever losing this job. Are you going to be, here's what I want to say. I think there's an opportunity. Something very specific is coming through. So hang in. I feel like there is a department that's opening up that's like kind of been in the works for a while. Maybe something that's been needed. There's been some research, some testing, that kind of thing. There's a department that's opening up where your wisdom, experience, and presence will be needed. So that'll be presented to you as an opportunity, but you'll have a choice. Okay. So it's not like you get, placed somewhere where you don't want to be, without consent. Okay. So you'll have a choice. And this is good. I feel like it's more responsibility, and it's a smaller team or smaller type of department. It's a newer initiative. It's a fresh energy. It feels like a fresh energy here for you. I feel like there's a part of you that wants to relocate. Maybe you want to leave your current environment. I think that's going to be possible for you. Okay. But people need to know that about you, that I feel like you need to advocate for that. You need to say, I would love to move into this new environment and be in this new department, and be in this new location. So if there's a part of you that wants to move, whether move physically or move into this new department, you're co-creating that with the universe. And I want you to watch for signs, because this is coming. There will be an opportunity presented to you, and it'll be up to you to say yes. Okay. You are in choice. You have, again, you have the wisdom and the experience and the capacity to do this. You have lots of job security. We just need a little more stimulation, a little more joy in the work that you're doing, and feeling a bit more emotionally connected. I also want to say, Miley, that there is like either a continuing education course or some kind of work credit or something like that, like professional development course that you could take, that would also help bring some joy back into what you're doing, or bring some, a fresh, again, we're looking for fresh energy here. That seems to be the desire, the intention behind your question. I think there's something that is being presented that you could say yes to, and that would be really good for you. So if that's something that your company offers and it feels like you'd be supported in continuing and developing your education, I would go for it, just to add some dimension to what it is that you're doing. Okay. And that will bring you some more personal satisfaction. All right. That's my message for you. Beautiful. Hi, Monique. Monique says, my grandfather passed away in 2023, and we don't feel his spirit in the house around. Can you tell if his spirit is in the house? Okay, so I invite you to join my channel so you can be part of the mediumship event, or book a one-to-one reading. Okay, so we can really talk to your grandfather and find out where he is, and we can communicate and interact. For now, I'm just going to answer your question based on the energy that I feel. Maya, let me back to you in a second. We've got Monique here. Is there, okay, so Monique, I need you to verify this. Is there a bigger property? Is the house on like a big property? I feel like his spirit, I want to say it's in a smaller cabin, or he's hanging out in the smaller cabin where there's either pottery or art or something that he's making, working on with his hands. This is where he is. This is where I feel his spirit. And I feel, yeah, there's some kind of I don't know, it's like either a tool shed, a working shed, artist shed type of situation that's not in the house where everybody lives, but it's a place where he's creating things, where he's building things, where he's doing things he's passionate about, that's where I feel your grandfather's spirit. He's kind of like, you know, he misses that, or those are some of his fondest memories. Feels like he was the energy I'm feeling. I'm picking up this man, older man, was very focused on this type of work, very passionate on what he was creating and building. And so he's with his passion projects. That's how I want to answer the question. Okay. And you can come back and verify, or please feel free to book a one-to-one mediumship reading or join the YouTube channel so you can participate in monthly mediumship circles and psychic galleries and exclusive content, meditations, how to connect with your spirit guides, so on and so on and so on. So join us there in the Inner Oracle community. Okay. Miley's back. Okay. So Miley, we're just going to confirm here and then we'll wrap up for tonight. Okay. Miley says, I'm leading this new team and I worry I might lose them. Okay, so this is exactly what I was picking up for you. This new department, fresh energy, more responsibility. You're taking on your wisdom and guiding others. This is perfect. This is exactly what I was saying earlier. Go back and listen to that portion of the broadcast. You're going to do great. You're going to do great. You just got to really trust yourself. You have the wisdom and the experience to do this. You feel like you have seniority. As I mentioned, I think I said wisdom multiple times. This is your sign. Just really trust yourself and trust what the responsibilities that you've been given. You can do this, okay? And yeah, I feel like you've been manifesting this. Miley says, thanks. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm excited for you. This is like, again, fresh energy. Maybe this is part of the course too, like a leadership development class, or something that will help you with your management style or how to help other people, something like that, which would be really good for you to help build your confidence and to trust that you have the capacity to do this. Okay, so I don't see you losing anybody. You will be in this job for as long as you want, and it feels like you're going to do really well in this new department. It'll be the fresh energy that we've been talking about. Okay, beautiful. Thank you. Mine says, thank you again. You're so welcome. Thank you, everybody, for joining me live tonight. It's been a pleasure to channel for you, and hopefully you got the message, or I know you heard the message, but hopefully it landed for you and you're able to fully receive the message that you got tonight. If you didn't get your question answered, please feel free to join me on Wednesday. I'm back at 5 p.m. Pacific. Yeah, I mean, you can always put your question in the chat. We always answer questions on a first come, first serve basis. So be here early, put your question in the chat, and I'm happy to channel spirit on your behalf. For those of you that want a one-to-one reading experience, I'm doing this summer promotion where you can book a 30-minute psychic reading or mediumship connection for $150. So jump on that. We've had it's been such a popular offering, and I've been able to meet and connect with so many wonderful people. There's the link to book a reading. Go ahead and jump on that and book your reading. It's my pleasure to do either. And if you're not sure if you want a psychic or a mediumship connection, it's basically a life guidance, intuitive life guidance reading, or a mediumship connection. It doesn't matter which one you book, because spirit will just guide us and direct us, and you'll get exactly what you need. Okay, that always happens. For those of you who want to join the academy, if you want to learn how to do this work, if you want to learn how to channel spirit, do mediumship work, connect to universal intelligence and receive guidance, whether it's for personal practice or to guide others, there is the link to join the academy. I have so many good courses there. We're actually halfway through the Way of the Mystic right now. I have so many beautiful facilitators in my Way of the Mystic that are learning to really utilize their gifts and guide others and expand their capacity to channel spirit. So it's a fun and beautiful community. And for those of you that want psychic gallery events, access to psychic gallery events, a psychic gallery, if you don't know, is where there's a multiple, large group of people, and I do collective readings, and then I just basically go to whoever I'm drawn to, and we interact in a Zoom environment so we can see each other, and I do readings. I do this once a month, and I also do a mediumship event once a month as well. So for those of you that want to participate in all these wonderful exclusive events, please join my YouTube channel, the Inner Oracle Community. There it is. That's how you join, and I'm looking forward to seeing you there. In the meantime, I'm sending you all my love, wishing you all the best, and I will see you all at 5 p.m. Pacific on Wednesday night.